We're so glad to see you. You know, it's conference week at Marketers on a Mission this week. Each day this week, we're going to dive deep into one Christian writers or Christian speakers conference. So let me ask you, how would you like to learn how to write from someone who has been mentored by Frank Peretti? They're pretty cool. I've got some information for you today you're going to enjoy. Hi, I'm Patricia Durgan, and this is Marketers on a Mission. We present marketing tutorials and interviews by and for Christian writers, speakers, and artists. This is episode number 237, the Oregon Christian Writers Winter Conference 2019 with one-day conference director Tracie Heskett. Hello, Tracie. How are you?
Hi.
So you're an author yourself, Tracie. Show us the latest two books that you wanted to show us today, and tell us a little bit about them, please.
Last year, my series on academic vocabulary came out with teacher-created resources. I don't have the next series, which is grammar, that's coming out just next month in March.
And you had another one?
Last week, this book, Paragraphs to Essays, hit teacher-created resources bestseller list for that. It's an older book, but it continues to sell well.
So is that is that a gift from God, or do you continue to market it heavily?
I am teacher-created resources does all of my marketing for me. So God comes back here and we just write, and we have a lot of fun sometimes.
How delightful that is! My goodness gracious. So we're talking today specifically, you're the one-day conference director, and there are multiple conferences that Oregon Christian Writers puts on. There are three that you direct, and we're talking specifically about that one. It's right around the corner on February the 23rd. But you have two others that you'll also be directing later this year. What are those dates?
Our spring conference is on May 18th, 2019 in Eugene, Oregon. And our fall conference will be held October 12th, 2019 in Portland.
And each of these, the three that we're talking about, the one today and the other two you just mentioned, they're all on a Saturday.
Yes.
And they're all 8:30 to 4:30, a little more, a little less. That's the basic outline schedule, isn't it?
Yes.
Then we're not here to talk about it, but we've got to mention it. You also have the summer Oregon Christian Writers Conference, and that's multi-days. You don't handle that one. Do you get to attend that one as an attendee?
I do attend, yes.
That must be fun. So you direct three, and then you get to participate in one. Nice.
Yeah.
Let me go through the nuts and bolts of this really quickly, and we'll dive into the faculty and so forth. Is that all right?
Uh-huh.
Okay. This is the Oregon Christian Writers Conference Winter 2019 specifically. It is held on Saturday, February the 23rd, starts at 8:30, ends at 4:30. It's a one-day conference. You bring a sack lunch. Now, you know I'm going to have help with this location. The community college at?
Salem.
Oh, Salem. Oh, I was trying to pronounce that Chimicata.
Oh, Chemeketa Community College. That's the name of the college. But the city is Salem, and we can say that.
I knew I wasn't going to be able to pronounce that correctly. Now, you go as far as taking walk-ins, so people can register up to the day and even arrive the day of the conference. Is that right?
Yes, we do take walk-in registration. There is an extra charge for that. So people are able to save money if they use our online registration form and register before the conference.
Okay. As I understand it, that's $10 extra. Is
yes.
that accurate? Do you typically sell out?
We don't really have a sellout. We just take, our venues are able to handle extra people.
Nice. So you've got room for whomever.
Yeah.
That's
come
good.
One, come all.
Viewers, the investment is $45 if you're a member of the Oregon Christian Writers group. If you are $75 if you're not a member, and $25 if you're aged 23 and below. Tell us what the requirements are and the benefits of being a member, please, Tracie.
There are no requirements except for paying our membership fee, our dues, once a year. The benefits are members receive a print newsletter. There's a Facebook group with discussion and moderators, and the nice thing about the Facebook group is that we're asking writing questions in there. Someone was on just the other day asking how to quote a scripture verse. what's the proper formatting. And so you can draw on the expertise of the other members in the organization, someone who might have already dealt with your question. So that's also one of the member benefits. And we also have in-person and online critique groups. And we're going to be working with those at the one-day conference coming up in February, gathering information and helping people connect with a critique group.
Oh, so people who are new, who come in to, excuse me, they have not yet become a member and or a member of a critique group, you can help them find a home, either in real life or online.
Yes. Yes.
Right?
There are,
excuse me.
And you already mentioned one of our member benefits, which is lower cost for the one-day conferences. There's also a lower cost for members at the summer conference and a lower entry fee if you want to enter your work in our contest.
Now, I saw no information about the contest in the one-day conference. Is there one and I missed it, or are you talking about the summer conference that has a contest?
The summer conference, the contest award ceremony is during summer conference. The contest itself opens in 2 days, on February 14th, and people can enter their work until March 31st.
But that's in relation to the summer conference, is that correct? Am I understanding that?
It's in relation to the summer conference, although in order for your work to be read and judged and to make it through the finalists and the judging categories, it has to start now.
Right.
The awards happen at summer conference.
Yeah. And that's very typical, viewers, if you have not attended a writers conference or a speakers conference. When there are contests, there are awards that are going to be handed out. That's why we're interviewing conference directors right now, so you have the information well in advance that you can apply and be considered. Otherwise, when if a conference starts in June and you don't learn about it, it's usually much too late to enter any kind of a contest or be awarded a scholarship process or anything like that. So we try to get in ahead to inform you in time to participate in every single thing that you want to participate in. Now your faculty is a crazy lineup for a faculty. You have got so many good people. For example, Carrie, and her name is not here, the last name is not here, Carrie Stewart Clarks. She has had a fascinating life, for goodness sakes.
Yes. Yes. I was kind of looking at. She's a forensic artist, and as you mentioned, she's been mentored by Frank Peretti, and we're just really excited and looking forward to hearing from her how she brings these things together in her writing.
Is this her first year with you?
Yes.
Oh, that'd be interesting. I'm really interested in, I'm not going to be there, but I'm really interested in how she got to be mentored by Frank Peretti, because that's like a hairy big deal. And one of the things that she says is, I particularly like, she's going to explain the parallels between art and writing and how to separate our stories from our writing. And that's a really important point, isn't it?
Yes. Yeah, I think it is. Although I'm hearing, that we are writing our story, but we have to be able to separate it enough to do the writing in a way that will speak to our readers and to our audience.
Mm-hmm. When was the first writers' conference that you attended, Tracie?
I think my first OCW conference was 1995, and that was their summer conference.
What drew you to the field?
Writing is a way to express myself. And then after I dabbled in the things that sometimes people are dabbling with as they're expressing themselves, when I was getting my credential, in the process of, I was asked to teach a series of lessons. The teacher had no lesson plans, so I wrote the lesson plans. They were similar to some material that I had seen. I wrote a letter to a publisher. I said, I think this matches what you are doing, and they took it. So it was a God thing. And so then I started writing at first I was writing alongside of teaching. And then when both became full-time, I was able to choose one. Mm-hmm. And so I chose writing the educational materials And that has, to have writing for my day job is a wonderful gift.
Yes, absolutely. And you showed us 2 of your books, but you have multiple books out, don't you?
Yes, with the ones that are coming out next month, it will be 55 or 56 that I've written.
55 or 56.
About half of them are still in print, which is a pretty good record in this day and age.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. It must please you very much to know that you're serving those little ones, helping set the
I
stage
feel
for
like I'm
them.
serving the teachers.
Mm-hmm. That makes sense. That makes sense because they both benefit, don't they?
Yeah.
The children benefit from a more organized teacher who has more peace because she knows she has it under control. Let's talk a little bit more about the faculty. We've got Jim Hills, Kristen Johnson, Nick Harrison, and a man that I haven't heard of, Kyle Pratt, but he's very well known. And interestingly, he's going to teach, he writes Dystopia and Dissonance. Okay. I know that there are popular books out there and popular authors who write on those topics, and yet I see a lot of them at the Christian Writers and conferences. So good for him and you.
Yes, Kyle will be presenting on critique groups. He has formed them, led them, been a member of, he's had a lot of background experience in critique groups. And Jim Hills teaches at Corbin University, and he teaches creative nonfiction writing at Corbin. And so he will share with us, we kind of get to sit in on a college class for free, something sort of like that. And then, of course, Nick Harrison is also a literary agent. And so we're always happy to be able to introduce the agents to our members and introduce our members to agents. And so he will have some insights on this whole notion of platform.
Mm-hmm. And speaking of that, he is going to be, one of his classes is going to be what to do when you don't have a platform. And we just have to have that, don't we, as an author or as a writer?
It seems that way.
Oh, Ethel, it's good to see you today. Ethel Litton's here with us. Excuse me. Let's also talk for just a minute. I've got the schedule here. We've got 2 general sessions before lunch. We're going to start at 8:30 with registration. Then, where are you? I lost you here. Start with registration at 8:30. And then after devotion, after a piano recital, then we'll have 2 general sessions, both 1 and 2, delivered by Carrie Stewart Parks. Then lunch. And then you've got a business meeting. Tell us about that. That's an interesting mix there in the middle of the day for us.
Our business meeting really benefits members, even though sometimes just reading that line, somebody might wonder about it. But it's a place where we are able to acknowledge and honor new members. It's a place where we give information about upcoming conferences. It's the time when we reassure everybody that OCW is alive and well and healthy as an organization. We also use that time to introduce the workshops that will be presented during the afternoon, and each presenter gives a 30-second introduction to their workshop to help our members decide which workshops they want to attend. We have a drawing for a summer conference gift and a drawing for a one-day conference gift. We also have books that people donate, and we do drawings for those, so it's door prizes. So it's really, it's a very interactive part of our day.
It sounds like a great break, and it's in addition to lunch, so it's right in that middle of the day. Get everybody fired back up, right?
It's actually before lunch. And then lunch is networking, what we call networking time, where you can, while you're eating your lunch, you can mingle and visit with any of the presenters. You can visit with your friends. You can visit with new friends, people you're meeting, published authors. Visit the bookstore. We have over 20 authors who will be selling their books at the bookstore during the conference.
In the afternoon, there are 2 workshops sessions, I should say, because within the framework of each workshop session, then there are 3 or 4 choices?
4 choices.
4 choices.
Mm-hmm.
The first one, viewers, let me give you a little bit of a rundown here. I won't read every one of them, but in workshop session number 1, there are 4 choices: getting it right, musing, memories, and memoirs. What to do, as I said earlier with Nick Harrison, what to do when you don't have a platform. And then with, is it Kyle again?
Yes.
Find a critique group. And then the second workshop session is obviously after that. And finding the power in your words is choice number 1. Whatever is true, whatever is right, the nature and ethics of creative nonfiction. These are the titles of the workshops. Number 3 is polish your prose, avoid missed opportunities. That intrigues me. I don't know what she means by that. So what missed opportunities? What might we be missing? And then the 4th one, audiobooks, expanding your reach. And this is a cool idea. I'm noticing that several writers' conferences are bringing this topic up and including this as part of their faculty lineup. Audiobooks are rising in popularity, aren't they?
Well, I think so. I know that some of the, my niece, for example, she can listen to an audiobook when she's exercising. That's the only way that she will ever have time to read a book, is to listen to it. And I have a couple of friends also in a different age group who listen to audiobooks as they're driving. And so they're able to just read and become acquainted with many more authors that way.
That's good. That's a good idea. And we can do this ourselves, authors. And this is what is this the information in this audiobooks expanding your reach workshop is how to do it. The technical part, the concept. Do you know? Are you familiar enough to know which is being presented there?
I just know that one of the presenters has recorded audiobooks for a small publisher, and I think the other presenter has some technical experience as well.
Okay. Okay, I see some information. There's lots of information on the website, and the website itself. Let me show you that. Let's see, where am I? I had to move around a little bit today because we had some technical problems. So we've got. Will you tell us about while I'm looking for that, Tracie, will you tell us about the dessert party and the autograph party?
We have a banner, and we move the banner into the bookstore with our keynote speaker and the other presenters and published authors. It's a photo opportunity for our members, and also time to purchase books or to have your purchases autographed by authors. And then, of course, we have delicious cookies.
Everybody likes dessert. It's always popular. Let me go to my screen share. Here is I like to show you the website every chance I get. It always helps me to have a visual and know what I'm looking for when I'm ready to investigate what we've talked about. This is the Oregon Christian Writers website in total. Then they have, in their drop down, they have the one-day conferences. And these are the ones that Tracie is in charge of. Winter right now, spring in May, and fall in, what was fall's month again, Tracie?
October.
So if we go here to winter, that will take us to the information for the conference. Here's the keynoter, the schedule, and so forth. If you want a little bit more, we can go right to, there was something else. The schedule. Oh, yes. The workshops are down below it. So one long string of information on one page, and then you can register from this same page as well. And that is OregonChristianWriters.org/winter-2019/. But that's what the website looks like. And Oregon Christian Writers has got a lot going on.
And there's a lot on the website. There are articles that are written by some of our presenters and keynote speakers. We have people submit writing tips. There's a wealth of information just in that part of the website, as well as information about our one-day conferences, information about summer conference. There's an entire drop-down menu for the contest that's called the Cascade Contest. So there's a lot of information on the website.
And tell us a little bit more about the summer conference that's going to be held in is it June again?
It's in August 12th through 15th. It's held at the Red Lion Inn in Portland. Our keynote speakers this year are Brian Bird and Francine Rivers. So we get some big names at summer conference, and I don't have the numbers in front of me, but there's just a number of workshops, a number of coaching classes. I think it's almost a dozen coaching classes to choose from, over 20 workshops, probably way more than that. And again, that there's a drop-down menu on the website that gives all of the information about that. And manuscript submission program is part of that. The contest is part of that. It's like, I think it's summer camp for writers. It's the only Christian summer camp I go to right now.
Let me show that screen really quickly, because again, I like to do that. It's so helpful to me as a viewer. We talked just a moment ago about the 3 one-day conferences. Here's the tab for the summer conference. And here's what Tracie's talking about. All of this information goes down, 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 down. That's all the information. I like it when it's organized like that. It's much, much easier. Then the Cascade Award, which is she just mentioned, is the contest. All the information from there, as well as past winners and what they've accomplished. So just a ton of information. There's the writer's tips that Tracie mentioned, how to enroll to be a member, recordings and so forth from various years. Speaking of which, that makes me wonder, do you record the one-day conferences? And if you do you make them available for sale to non-conferees, Tracie?
That is something that we are working on right now. I don't have a definite answer for you because it's an option that we like to investigate. Mm-hmm. And right now, I would say we're just in the investigation stage.
Okay. That's fine.
I know that summer conference has recordings available.
Okay. All right. It takes time to do these things. You just don't get an idea on Monday and have it in place on Tuesday, do you?
No, not even in writing.
It takes time. And then volunteers and equipment. It's a process. What are you looking forward to most from the February conference, which is less than 2 weeks now, or less than 2 weeks from yesterday?
What am I looking forward to the most? Possibly our keynote speaker. I'm really looking forward to hearing her speak and hearing what she has to share with us. I always look forward to being with my peeps. Our people are fellow writers, and so I always look forward to that. And I know that other members also, and even non-members, we have something in place this year. We're trying to do a little bit more to welcome our new members. Mm-hmm. So that's new, and we're trying a little bit something different with our music, and we'll see how that goes. And so I like to think that we are open-minded and that we like to try things that will further benefit our members. Yeah.
Because we don't want to stagnate, do we?
No.
It sounds delicious to me. The conference in February the 23rd will, that can't be right that it's 2 weeks from yesterday, because it's on a Saturday.
It's on a Saturday, so it's really in about 10 days.
It's a week from this coming Saturday, isn't it? The 23rd.
Yes, it is. Mm-hmm.
I need to learn how to read my calendar. I apologize. Then it's over at 4:30, more or less, after the dessert and the photo session and the autograph. And what is usually the next stage or the next step that people who are just, if they've already joined and they're well acquainted with Oregon Christian Writers, or if they're brand new and they've just joined, are those tracks the same?
Well, our workshops are appropriate for all levels of writing. And the one that you were asking about, that you weren't sure what was the missed opportunity, that workshop in particular, and then one of the ones that our keynote presenter is presenting. So we have 2 workshops that will help writers edit and polish their writing with the contest in mind. So the next step after the February conference for many people is to go home, take what they've learned at the conference and apply it to their writing for a contest entry or for manuscript submission for our summer conference.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah, it's nice to take what you have heard and learned and have a place to apply it.
Yes, immediately, and still be in the same organization. That's a very nice touch. My hat is off to whomever made that wise decision. Was it you?
Well, it's not just me. We've been carrying it forward to try to, ever since we've started the contest, which has now been 6 or 7 years ago, to try to offer help to people who are getting ready for the contest, or help for people who want to submit a proposal at summer conference.
Well, while we're talking about that, what is the benefit of submitting at the contest? What do they win if they have are awarded that designation?
Well, it's mostly just being able to say that you are an award-winning author, that your work has won in a contest, or even just that you have finaled. One year, I think we had little ribbons for the finalists, and so you have just and you also receive feedback. Every judge provides a score sheet for the entry, and also the back page of the score sheet, you receive comments. How can the author improve this work? What was really working well in this piece? So there is feedback from judges. Each piece is read by 3 preliminary judges, so you receive feedback from at least 3 judges, and then if you go on into the finals round, you receive feedback from 2 additional judges.
Wow. That's so helpful, isn't it?
Yeah.
That's wonderful. Last question is, your scope, is it pretty new? Is it a good mix across the board from new, intermediate to advanced writers?
As far as our members?
Mm-hmm.
Yes, we have our membership. We have, well, from teenagers, people who are under the age of 23 and who get that discount rate, all the way up to people who have been writing for many years, or people who have just started writing, people who have years of experience in life and now are ready to write about it. A wide range of age, a wide range of experience, a wide range of levels in their writing, and a wide range of genre. One of the things I appreciate about Oregon Christian Writers as a nonfiction writer is that we offer workshops and information for people who are writing in any genre. Poetry, devotionals, nonfiction, memoir, fiction. We try to cover it all.
It sounds like you're doing a great thing over there. And Oregon Christian Writers been around for years.
Yes, we celebrated the 50th a few years ago. So we're somewhere around 53 or 54 years, I think.
It's wonderful that all those years ago, someone had the vision.
Yes.
How nice. How nice. And how long have you been on staff?
I've been in this position for just a little over a year.
Oh.
So I'm new to the board. I'm new to staff, but I've been a member. I've presented before.
Yeah.
So I've done a little bit of different things.
Yeah, you know how it all works.
I'm learning. I don't know how it all works. I'm learning.
You have been so very kind and patient as we had a little bit of a technical glitch today. You just kept waiting for me to fix it. And of course, we had some customer service issues, and there you are. Just, I'm waiting. I'll be here. I really appreciate that. As the host of somebody, you could have been ranting and raving. You could have said any number of different things. I'm out of here. And there you are, just waiting. And I so appreciate it.
Well, we're thankful for the opportunity to let more people know about Oregon Christian Writers.
It just sounds like it's, maybe, is it, I don't want to be unfair. Is it a hidden gem?
I think so.
On the Pacific Northwest?
We'd like to think that we're not hidden anymore.
Yeah. After 54 years, come on now. Yeah. Yeah. It was a pleasure to host you. Was there anything else you wanted to make sure that we talked about?
I think we had opportunity to cover it all.
I think so too. Just wanted to check. It's always good to check. Thank you once again, viewers. Let me see if we have any comments or questions. You go over here. Janelle Wood says, thanks for being here, Tracie. I went to the OCW Summer Conference this past August, and it was fantastic. That's always a good report. She goes on to say that the speakers were amazing. The faculty was super kind, and everyone I met was generous and full of wisdom. I went to the fall one-day conference with Kathy Lipp, and that was amazing too. I loved it. I would highly recommend Oregon Christian Writers to anyone. I bought the summer recordings and have learned so much in the months following. Thank you for all you do to provide these opportunities. Wow.
That's great.
That's high praise. Very nice. Very nice. That's a great way to close out the episode.
It is.
We are here to help you get your message online because that's where your audience is. For the most part, you will serve people you will never meet this side of heaven. Excuse me. This has been episode number 237, the Oregon Christian Writers Winter Conference 2019, with the director of the one-day conferences, Tracie Heskett. Tomorrow, Lamar Keener, who is the executive director of the Evangelical Press Association's Christian Media Convention, he's going to join me. This convention is for leaders, publishers, and those who want to be leaders and publishers in the evangelical periodical publishing industry, okay, online or offline. So we will see you tomorrow. We appreciate you being here today, and we'll say good afternoon.